Have you ever felt or noticed that nowadays our lives have been so much easier with the help of social media? Now we can easily connect with our friends, teachers, families, and others. One of the personal experiences of mine is that when I scroll through my social media, somehow there's this one post that appeared, which is someone playing a guitar. That video made me interested in the guitar and made me wanna find an interest to become a good guitar player. That is one of the biggest positive effects of social media, which is it can help us to gather our personal identity and build our interests. Dear fellow educators, teachers, parents, and friends, let me introduce myself. My name is Marcellino Jefferson. It is with greatest pleasure to have this opportunity to share my thoughts on a topic that has become increasingly relevant into our lives, especially us as teenagers, which is the impact of social media on the social life of teenagers. Come along as we dig deeper of this topic. So let's start with this literature review. The impact of social media theory is one of the ways to examine how social media impacts teenagers, which aim to change the thoughts and behavior of the teenagers. My hypothesis has a mixed effect, which is a positive effect and a negative effect. The positive would be self-expression, friendship, and connection. And the negative effects is excessive use of social media, cyberbullying, self-esteem and body image, time management, and academic performance. This will provide you a comprehensive view of both positive and negative effects of social media on teenagers. So, from my research, there is one real-world examples that I taken from Liputan now. It was the story of Larry Carlyle. He is a married man, and he works as an editor. But it all became his downfall when he became addicted to Twitter. It is reported that in a day he could tweet 30 tweets in a day. One of his biggest downfall is when he tweeted, "I will take a bullet for my wife, but now I prefer to be the one pulling the trigger." It led to the downfall of his marriage, his profession, and his connections. Even his own son want to end his relationship with him on Twitter. This just shows how overusing social media could impact negatively to our social lives. So, to get a better understanding of this research, I collected 60 respondents that I used Google Forms as one of my tools to gather the respondents. I also interviewed two people which the identity will be secret because I respect their identity. But one is an IMT teacher and one is an influencer with more than 10,000 followers on Instagram. I believe that their answer will be credible enough so that it can help me with my research. In the research, I will highlight these 5 main variables, which is social connectivity, information and awareness, cyberbullying and mental health, self-esteem and body image, and time management and academic performance. So, from the research I have conducted, I can observe that most of my respondents agree to me that social media help them to connect with their friends and family, As shown in the data, that from 60 respondents, 45.7% agree that social media help us to connect with friends and families. Also, one of the informants that I interviewed, he says that social media can help us to broaden our worldview. It can help us to find relations, also help us to build connection. Next is find identity and interest. From the respondent, 61% agree social media help us to discover identity and interest. From one of my informants, it can broaden our insights, build relation with people outside as people we still don't know. Build relation with people that we still don't know. If this person can filter this information correctly, it will be a big chance so that the person can build their identity and interest and be more mature faster. Moving on is the biggest worries when they overuse social media. The biggest worries when they use social media is that they can be scared to be themselves in the social media. They tend to maintain their image on social media so that people see them have a perfect image on the social media. They become concerned on the amount of views, likes, and comments on their posts. One of the informants says that people that overuse social media cannot differentiate between the real world and virtual world, which is their world on social media. They become scared to share opinion because of hate comment. Although most of the hate comments was written by young adults. From this research, I get that 51% agree that social media affects time management and academic performance, and 75% affected of fake news. The fake news make the beliefs of the respondents become affected since they got interrupted by the news that is not correct. And lastly is that 93% luckily from my respondents never experience cyberbullying. Well, it is nice since nowadays cyberbullying has become a hot topic in our lives. So, I've come up with the solutions that school need to teach their students how to use the social media correctly. It can help them to build their self-confidence. It can help them to use social media responsibly so that they can be confident with their image in the social media. And also as students get more educated through government, parents or teachers, they will get a better response to hate comments. When they see hate comments, they don't instantly become hurt or sad, but they can make that hate comment become a motivation. So let me close with this statement from Kofi Annan. Knowledge is power, information is liberating. Education is the premise of progress of every society in every family. From this statement, I can get that knowledge is really important towards our social media use. If we can use the social media correctly, we can build interactions with different peoples that we still don't know, and we can get a possible of getting mature more faster. It also makes us having a chance to become a better person. That's all. Thank you for listening to my speech.